Akira Toriyama is a name some of you may be familiar with. Some of you may have never heard of him though, but I can just about guarantee you know of his work and the legacy that he created. Akira Toriyama is the creator of the exceedingly popular Dragon Ball series of manga and anime. His body of work is vast, and his influence on the world can be felt in ripples throughout all of media. On March 1st, 2024, Akira Toriyama unfortunately passed away due to a subdural hematoma, a surprising occurrence as he was in good health and had a wide assortment of projects he was passionately working on. Mr. Toriyama is one of the greatest in the history of the anime and manga community. He leaves behind a massive legacy, so today, in honor of one of the fathers of modern anime, I want to talk about his work and the impact he had on not just those industries, but pop culture as a whole. Akira Toriyama's story begins on a small scale, with well-liked manga like Dr. Slump gaining him some popularity. Toriyama's robust sense of humor, well-developed stories, and incredible talent as an artist helped him stand out amongst the blossoming industry. Then, in 1984, he would change the world of manga forever. Appearing in Shonen Jump, a popular manga magazine, Dragon Ball debuted its first issue. The series was an instant success, exploding in popularity and changing the mentality around the medium altogether. You see, manga was thought to be kind of a waste of time, it was childish, it was considered to be silly. And Dragon Ball, while still maintaining some of that silliness, included a focus on martial arts, self-improvement, and deeper storytelling, and its globe-spanning adventure made it resonate with fans of all ages. The books were such a hit that in 1986 the manga was adapted into an anime. And for close to a decade, Toriyama wrote and drew everything mostly alone, single-handedly raising the bar for what the entire industry had to offer. This was just the start though, as he would follow this series up with a wildly more successful successor, Dragon Ball Z. A manga that not only took the more mystical fighting series to a galactic stage, but would lead to the creation of some of the most iconic moments and scenes in all of Japanese art. The series in total ran from 1984 to 1996, spanning multiple epic sagas and even spawning a return series in the form of Dragon Ball Super, which is still currently running. Anime in the US in the 90s was pretty hit or miss, with much of the public not taking much of an interest in it. Cartoon Network set out to change that and began airing syndicated anime to US audiences to try and bring more attention to the growing genre. It was here that Dragon Ball Z became a sensation. Beginning in 1995, Toonami, Cartoon Network's premier destination for anime and animation, aired episodes of the English-dubbed anime to millions of viewers each week, and this began the global phenomenon. People couldn't get enough. Viewers ate up the action-packed story of spiky-haired martial arts, its core character, Goku, becoming a source of inspiration for many. Growing up watching Dragon Ball Z on Toonami, I don't think it's an exaggeration at all to say that everyone tried to go Super Saiyan. And you're lying to yourself if you say you haven't tried to power up or shoot a Kamehameha out of your hands, even just once. Goku and his team became synonymous with anime, spawning a media empire in the process. Toys, feature-length films, a card game, video games. Dragon Ball was literally everywhere. The concepts Toriyama brought with him changed the face of fantasy and fiction altogether. Much like Star Wars' The Force became the go-to way to show an invisible mystical power, Toriyama's Ki introduced us to a more visual depiction of inner energy. From the iconic Kamehameha to the hope-infused spirit bomb, which has now become a stand-in for giving your support to others in times of crisis. These depictions of power from within became the go-to way for visualizing energy. Dragon Ball Z became to anime what Star Wars had become to sci-fi. It's the first thing you think of when you think of the genre, an entry point for a broader audience, and the bar by which everything after would be judged. I find it hard to overstate how influential Dragon Ball is on the media landscape, and that influence extends far beyond the confines of anime and manga. Akira Toriyama's story of growth through strife and training would create dozens of Dragon Ball-based games, from 2D fighters like Dragon Ball FighterZ and story-driven journeys like Legacy of Goku and Kakarot, to an entire card game series with its own separate story and timeline. Toriyama's impact in video games stretches even further than that though, with contributions to the creation of Chrono Trigger and one of the most famous Japanese RPGs of all time, Dragon Quest. The unique eye shapes, the hairstyles of Toriyama's strong-lined art are immediately recognizable no matter where they're found. One of his shorter series, Sandland, which only ran for a year, is even getting a video game adaptation later this year, releasing in April. But look, if you want to see just how powerful his work was, look no further than his fellow creators. Masashi Kishimoto, the creator of the hit anime Naruto, posted online about how much escapism he found in the works of Toriyama, which not only helped him escape from his life and find joy in the animation and art, but also led to him finding his own passion. Toriyama mentored many people to help them hone their skills in art. I believe it was the creator of One Piece, Oda, who said it best. Toriyama Sensei's work was the giant tree that all other modern manga and anime branch off from. Dragon Ball had such staying power that it has become a common reference in hip-hop and rap music. Athletes regularly say Goku and Vegeta are inspirations for when they're training. And then there's me. I grew up watching the series as it aired on Toonami, and I became instantly obsessed. Toriyama's incredible story of Goku and friends stopping villains, pushing their limits, and always fighting till the very end was the perfect escapism for me at a very dark time in my life. I learned to draw and became interested in art by tracing promotional images until I could draw them freehand. And years later, I'm still a massive Dragon Ball fan. I play the games, I watch the shows, I keep up with the Dragon Ball Super manga. If there's a series from my childhood that I'd say helped shape who I am today, as goofy as it's gonna sound to some people, I'd have to say it's Dragon Ball. And I know that I'm not alone in that. A legacy of joy, creativity, and love. Akira Toriyama, you're going to be dearly missed. Your work will continue to be felt throughout our culture for decades more and more to come, and your fiery will lives on in those you help guide along the way. Thank you for all the adventures, for all the highs and the lows. Thank you for sharing your art with us.
Goodbye, friends.